So we are going to be doing notes for section 1.1, expressions and formulas. By the time you get done with this section, you should be able to use order of operations to evaluate expressions and use formulas. So in chapter 1 and 2, and some of chapter 3 in Algebra 2, you're really reviewing a lot of the things that you had done in Algebra 1. So some of this might be repetitive, but it's always good review. So order of operations, you probably remember PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Or if you were in my class, we came up with purple elephants make dandy applesauce. But actually a more correct order of operations acronym would be GEMDAS, GEMDAS, with the only change being that G would stand for grouping. So that's going to include parentheses, brackets, okay, absolute value bars, other things. Next one would be exponents. Okay. Then after that, you multiply or divide. Okay. And then, of course, we add and subtract. Okay, so once we have that done, going to let's do an example of how we would do one together and then one, I'll have you do one independently. Okay? So we're going to find the value of r. So we're going to start here with our innermost issues that we have going on. So we're going to subtract 10 minus 4 first. That will give us 6 squared times 2 plus 3. That's all still going to be in brackets, divided by 5. Okay? So 6 squared is 36. You have 2 times 36 plus 3. Now you can have the brackets on there or not around the 2 and the 36 because you know you need to multiply first. It's going to really not make any difference. But around this entire thing we still have brackets. So divided by 5. So 2 times 36 is 72 plus 3 would be 75 divided by 5, which would give us 15. Okay, so for next one, I'm going to let you go ahead and practice that on your own and do that problem independently, and we'll come back in a moment with the answer. So hit pause on your video while you complete that. Okay, so for the practice one, you're going to have 3 times within the brackets, you're going to have 2 plus. Be careful here, you never do that subtraction first. Remember our rule is we have to do the exponent first. Okay, so 5 squared is 25. 15 minus 25 would be negative 10. So you're going to have 2 plus negative 10, or just 2 minus 10. So you're going to have 3 times negative 8. So your answer should be negative 24. Okay, good. All right, so going on down here. So symbols, letters that we use to represent unknowns are called variables. Expressions that contain at least one variable are called algebraic expressions. Okay. Evaluate an expression. Remember that evaluate basically means just figure it out, right? So we're going to go ahead and now we're inserting values for our variables here. So instead we would have 8, instead of x, we have 8 squared minus 1.5 as our y value plus x plus y. So what I always do is you can shorten it up there. You can add 8 and 1.5 in your head. That's easy enough. So let's just do that. 8 squared is 64. Negative times positive is always going to be a negative. 14.25. So let's do this the easy way. 64 minus 14 would be 50. So we've got 49.75. Okay, you can practice number 2 on your own now. I'll come back in a moment for the answer, so hit pause. Okay, so we're doing the same problem, but now inserting the 4. So now you're going to have 4 squared minus 3 times the sum of x and y, so 4 plus 3 is 7. So you'll get 16 minus 21, so you get negative 5. Okay, good. Moving down to the lower. Now you've just got 3 values that you're plugging in for. No more difficult, just one more step. So a cubed, so a value is 2 cubed plus 2 times. Here's where I would shorten things up. You can multiply negative 4 and negative 3 in your head. That would give you 12 all over. C value is negative 3 squared minus 5. So we would have 8 plus 24 over negative 3. Anything squared is going to be positive, so 9 minus 5. So you've got 32 over 4, so you have an answer of 8. Okay, go ahead and practice number 3. Come back for the answer. So let's get our formula first. A cubed. So our a value is 3. So we've got 3 cubed plus 2 times 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, all over negative 2 squared minus 5. So we should have 27 minus 16 over 4 minus 5. So negative 1 on the bottom. 27 minus 16 is 11, so your answer would be negative 11. Okay, easy enough. And to the second page. So, a mathematical sentence that expresses the relationship between certain quantities, we always refer to that as a formula. So it's very specific to a problem. So in the parallelogram below you, you should be able to plug in those values to figure out the area of that shape. So the nice thing about formulas, there's always one thing missing. In this case, it's our area. That's what we're looking for. We have values for everything else. So we have 1/2 times the height, which is 10. Now you could shorten that up and just make it a 5, times the base of, doesn't really matter which one is base 1 and which one is base 2, 16 plus 52, which gives you 5 times 68. The way I like to shorten these up, 5 is half of 10. So you can multiply 680 by 10 and divide by 2, or divide it by 2 and then multiply by 10. So half of 68 is 34. Add a 0 on the end, you would get 340 with 5. So that's a really easy trick to use. So expression, difference between expression, biggest difference is it has no equal sign. Okay? Formulas have an equal sign. It's the biggest difference. The difference between an equation and an expression is an equation by the word in it has an equal sign. Those are the notes.